We interrupt this program with a special report.
I got a message for all you folks out there in Radio Land. So sit tight and bend an ear.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Manga Monday Show. My name is Edgar.
And my name is Ben.
And we are back. It's still, I feel like it feels like every time we record, it feels longer and longer, but the last time we recorded was less than a week ago. So
yeah,
it's just so much stuff happens now.
And I think we'll go back probably to when we originally record. But just this past week has been, oh God, it's been so crazy and insane. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man.
A lot of big things happening in our lives one way or another. But no matter what, through thick and thin, us two fellas are here for
guys.
Are here
Yes.
for you, no matter what.
Oh, yes.
Providing you the best content in manga and anime news and all the like. And that's pretty much all we're gonna have today. What about Quintessential Quintuplets full review? What about the weekly catch-up of anime? No, it's not, bro. I've only seen like Mob Psycho and Chainsaw Man are like the only anime that I've caught up.
They're the only anime I'm watching, and My Hero. They're the only ones I'm watching.
I haven't dropped the other ones. I just haven't
It's just so hard. There's so much stuff. And then you also want to watch, like sometimes you're like, oh, I want to read my own stuff and I want to watch my own stuff. So you just don't have time for it.
Yeah.
And it's a busy time of the year. It's Christmas time,
The most wonderful time of the year. What some would even say.
You could say that.
Yeah,
possibly.
I think there's even a song about it. I could be wrong. Someone fact check me on that.
Why do I feel like you're about to break out? Like this
it's
is like,
no, just kidding.
This sounds like the beginning of like a musical.
No.
Yeah, that's great.
That'd be like the lamest musical if like you can feel the pun coming and instead of a pun, it's just I'm singing the song.
No, definitely. All right, let's just jump straight into the news. Just so you guys know, the week has been crazy, but other than that, we're just here to talk about some manga and anime, and that's why we are here.
Ben,
Yep.
Getting straight into the news, just
Yes.
a quick side note, I've been reading a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen lately. I picked up the manga officially from
Good.
where season 1 left off.
I know, he sent me a ominous picture that said, this is going to be a happy arc, and it said Shibuya.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
I said the panel, the infamous or famous panel, however you want to put it. It just said Shibuya, and I'm like, yay, the happiest arc ever, right, Ben? I already have an idea of what's going on. But Jujutsu Kaisen's creator, Gege Akutami, revealed on the Jump Festa that happened over the past week, revealed that this series will probably continue for only a year. In a comment he said during a panel.
This series, as in Jujutsu Kaisen, is there going to be like a Jujutsu Kaisen Unlimited or something?
I think he just means Jujutsu Kaisen in general.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
But yeah, take this with a grain of salt. Horikoshi, he said he'd be done in a year. I mean, although it
He's
feels
not
like,
going to be.
although it seems like he's really speed dashing to his way to the finish line, he still has a ways to go. And Oda said something about his end. God knows, and that will be. And now we have another, quote unquote confirmation or an idea of when Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, we knew. I think we've heard a comment from Gege before that it was ending soon.
Yes.
When we were talking about the future of Shonen Jump, when a bunch of series were confirmed to be ending.
Oh yeah.
So it's not old news, but we also did get an official trailer for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
Yes.
Looks really cool. And we got a bunch of character designs. I recognize a few of them. I already forgot, even though I recently read Gojo's backstory. I recognize this guy.
The
character
I mean,
design.
that's Megami's dad, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, spoilers
What?
for those who know.
Oh, come on.
For mom, I mean,
I know people don't know, but they can't see the picture of who it is.
But now people are going to be like, oh, who's his dad? Oh, he has a dad?
Nobody's
It's not
be
Gojo?
like that. You guys will forget it as soon as you watch it.
I might just cut it out or something.
Okay.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, my bad.
No, that's okay. Yoshihiro Togashi's Yu Yu Hakusho had a 30th anniversary recently, and
good.
some new illustrations to commemorate that celebration. Isn't it weird saying Yu Yu Hakusho, but in new? Like,
Oh yeah,
but new.
What the
Like in
hell?
general, it looks really cool.
Yeah, that's really really cool.
Illustrations
I'd
look
be
cool.
down with a new anime. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah,
With an actual ending.
it doesn't. Yu Yu Hakusho doesn't have the official ending.
It does have an official ending, but it is extremely rushed. And the Togashi,
Yeah.
Togashi said that he had no idea how to end the series, and he said he just wanted to start writing Hunter x Hunter. So so
Maybe he
just
won't get
kinda
it
got
because he
cut
could
off.
barely do Hunter x Hunter. And
Yeah, no, definitely.
I don't think he wants to go back on a series he already claimed.
No,
he
no,
ended.
no. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. But yeah, it would be fun.
Ben,
Yes.
I don't watch Pokemon. I haven't done anything Pokemon-esque related other than playing Smash, but that doesn't really count.
That counts. There's a lot of Pokemon on there.
Yeah, but it's like, you know what I mean. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
in the Pokemon lore, the Pokemon lingo, or
The
like
lore.
the
Yeah.
world of Pokemon hasn't really been a part of me as much as it has been in childhood.
Yeah.
I used to collect the cards. I played the games. Not all of them, but I played a lot of games of Pokemon, but I never watched the show. But if you do watch the show, and if you still watch the show, you will know that the final chapter of Ash and Pikachu, the final chapter, the final chapter of Ash and Pikachu's story will end. It will start in January, and after that, a new Pokemon series will continue without them being the protagonist. And there's a poster commemorating this, this new announcement, this big change. These two guys have been the characters, the protagonists, the main characters of the story for like more than 20 years.
Yes.
Right? So it's a big change, and people are taking it like, more sad than like, angry. No one's like, everyone figured this would happen, but we kind of had an idea like, Ash can be like 10 years old forever, right? Like this will just like be a thing for like ever and ever and ever until like the world ends. But no. Big change is happening. Ash and Pikachu will not be in the forefront of Pokemon for long. I knew he won the world tournament or whatever, the biggest achievement in a Pokemon trainer can have in like the recent anime. Again, I have not caught up. I have not even seen like more than 2 episodes of Pokemon.
Well, I know he won a tournament recently. That's all I know.
I know he won this is like why I became a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah,
I know he won that tournament. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But
the fact that the anime is like still pumping stuff out.
Well,
is
I think
crazy,
they're different. They're tossed to different studios because the design for this recent one doesn't look like the same one.
Okay.
So I could be wrong, but it looks completely different from like the original, and like even like around the Diamond and Pearl saga, it looks completely different.
Definitely.
You got anything for us, Ben?
Yeah, I do. Something that kind of hit me in the gut recently, and I kind of had to focus a little bit more on my finances. It's not much, but it is something just to kind of raise your eyebrow at and be concerned with, especially with the rising popularity of anime and what Netflix is trying to do. Viz Media raises Shonen Jump service subscription price to $3, so US $2.99. So what was originally a $1.99, it just jumped by $1.
Oh yeah.
So just don't, if you have if $1 is going to be destroying you, you probably shouldn't have the subscription anyway.
Yeah.
But if that is you, just be careful and just know that they are raising their prices up a little bit.
Yeah.
I still think it's a great deal.
I use it.
Yeah.
Like it's how I read my weekly manga. I look at scans, but like I just wait for the officially translated like full stuff.
I have it to support the creators and support Viz and Shonen Jump and all that they do, but I'm not going to lie, most of the time I do be reading the scans that come out a couple days early because Shonen Jump always releases their stuff on Sundays, and the scans, especially for One Piece, come out on Thursday, so I just cannot contain my excitement to see that.
Speaking of excitement, Hell's Paradise anime will begin April 2023, and I believe there was a new trailer that was released as well. At least it showed some stills or teaser preview of the anime. Ben, any thoughts?
I think it looks cool. I am worried with the shadows and the... I'm just worried. I don't know.
April, like it's pretty. That's a spring,
Very
that's a
soon.
spring anime season.
Yeah.
So
It's very soon.
yeah, pretty soon. I was expecting it to be summer or like fall.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking, Mappa.
Yeah.
You're scaring me. Because if anything is going to be bad for Mappa, I think this is going to be the most obvious one, like that could be bad, But yeah.
I'm pretty sure this was already answered, but I forgot. Jujutsu Kaisen's release.
Yes.
When is that again?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Is it also spring or is it?
I don't know. It might be summer.
Can you imagine if it comes out the same time around?
Hell's Paradise?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That means they would have Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Hell's Paradise
within the
6-month period. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they're even having that all throughout the year, inclusion to Chainsaw Man Part 2, is pretty insane. Yeah, it's insane in the membrane, but we'll see what happens. With
Sandland, by Akira Toriyama is getting an anime adaptation. It's another series.
Sandland?
Yeah, have you heard of it? It's like I'm pretty sure it's a short series.
Yes, it's one of his short series. Yes, you can read that in Manga Theater as well.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know, Akira Toriyama was a millionaire before he wrote Dragon Ball. Because of all the manga that he wrote, including Dr. Slump. But yeah, he has a whole bunch of extra series like that would be extremely fun.
Yeah, but it's getting an anime project animation. I don't know if it's a show or series, but it is getting, some form of adaptation for those who like Akira Toriyama's work.
Yeah.
Have you read any that you're like, wow, this is really good? Probably not in the same level as Dragon Ball.
All of the stuff in Manga Theater, like you're like, man, any of this stuff could have blown up. Now, obviously, it's not going to be ever as
Dragon
Ball-esque. But to be honest, I think Dr. Slump might be my favorite, like out and out gag manga. It would be interesting to see that out. But The Way of the House Husband is a pretty good gag manga. But I think Dr. Slump is just so like. It's so silly. Like it's such a Akira Toriyama, and it works so well. Whereas there's a lot of fanboys who watch Dragon Ball and are like, I can't handle Akira Toriyama's, funness or his comedy. Which I'm just like, how have you made it through the story this long, without that? Like, come on, man. In Dragon Ball, they literally send a bunny to the moon, and his name is Mr. Carrot.
I have no knowledge of this.
It's crazy. Anyway, but yeah, I think that's a great idea. Is pump more stuff out by Akira Toriyama. Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, Makoto Shinkai Suzumi no Tojimari film is just absolutely blown up. It's already number 16 in the all-time top anime films in Japan.
Yeah.
Which is just like, it's the 68th highest film ever in Japan.
You think it'll break top 10?
Yes.
I mean, considering how long...
It's been 2 weeks.
And you know how long those Japanese theatrical releases are.
It's been 2 weeks.
Demon Slayer's just ended.
Yeah, I think to be honest, like, the fact that One Piece Film Red wasn't even close to where this was, and
really, that's
the top 10. It has an opportunity to be first or second. It does have that opportunity. I don't think it'll ever beat Pokemon, the first movie, right? But I don't know. We'll have to see.
It's like he's a modern, and I don't like comparing these two, but he's a modern Ghibli in terms of like, all he's done so far is like 10 out of 10s.
No, definitely.
So all good stuff for him. I can't wait to watch it when it comes out in U.S. theaters, and we'll get your review on that.
Yes.
But Blue Lock manga in circulation has an increase in 2 million copies in just 2 weeks. In the Oricon reports, which is Japanese volumes sold or in circulation. Probably, obviously, due to the World Cup going on and the anime, anime adaptation.
Come on,
but. I really wish
Japan whooping Spain and Germany around a little bit didn't hurt it.
Yeah. Oh man, can you imagine? If they won, it'd be like number one selling for like a long while.
It might be. I mean, because Blue Lock, we saw it like running around everywhere. But I knew, I called it. I think a couple weeks ago. I was like, if Japan make it out of this group, they're going to lose in the round of 16, and that's exactly what they did. Yeah. I was like, it's a...
What team was it again?
It was Croatia. It's the pandemonium...
Oh, and they lost to Argentina.
Yeah, it's the pandemonium of the group stage that happens sometimes, But however, when it gets to the business ends, those teams don't necessarily do well. What we saw with Morocco, is really kind of a one-time thing. There's always that one team that is the dark horse.
Did Morocco advance as far as it right now?
No, Morocco, they got 4th place overall, which is pretty good. I think
So
that's the highest part of an African team, maybe?
So the final is France and Argentina?
Yeah, and that's for us. For you guys, it was yesterday, but for us, it's tomorrow.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, I kind of don't want either of them to win because I can't stand both of their fans. Well, I can't stand the Argentinian fans, and I can't stand the French players. So there you go.
What about Messi? What are your thoughts on Messi?
Messi's the GOAT. Messi's the greatest of all time, but his fans are not. And his fans, they will cause such sound pollution that I actually am kind of rooting for France to go to do the two-peat.
Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly. But I wouldn't complain in terms of Messi and the Argentinian team winning. But also the French team have Kylian Mbappe, who I think is the biggest baby in world soccer that we've ever seen. But yeah, I don't know. What is this, a Soccer Monday show? Anyway.
We might as well in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Edgar, have you heard about stage plays, right?
I think I have. I think we were involved in such activities in high school.
Such activities.
Yeah.
I would say one of my dreams is to go to Japan and see one of these plays because I want to see.
Don't you want to be in one of these plays?
That would be crazy.
Benjamin Stegmaier as Gojo.
As Gojo. That would be crazy.
Or Nanami.
No, Hunter x Hunter is getting a stage play in 2023.
Oh, I saw those.
Yeah. And
sometimes they're like, I mean, they're all kind of horrifying to
look
like.
The Jujutsu Kaisen ones looked really good.
Yeah. They're all kind of horrifying to look at, but some are just like.
This one looks cringe. This one looks like one of those terrible live actions.
Yeah, because this is what I mean, and we're going to get a topic that's kind of related to this. Sometimes some anime, even if they had a higher budget and they try to make it look realistic, you just can't make that work in real life.
I mean, also, I just don't get it. Like, can you not find, like, real looking hair?
I think
look at this. This is what I'm talking about for cosplays too. I would only ever cosplay as somebody with blonde hair.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I'm saying. Color hair, you can't.
Look at that hair. It's atrocious. Like that blonde hair, it just looks so fake.
And I don't have this on the official doc, but I might as well add it. Spy Family is getting a musical, and I'm pretty sure if you look it up, it'll show you the costumes.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that you say that too, because Naruto.
Oh my God! Everything
live spectacle. It's a stage play that's been running apparently since I don't know. It's been running for a long time, since 2015. It's been running, and it's gonna get its final performance in 2023.
Wow.
Called the Final Chapter.
I thought it was gonna be like the last movie, but instead of last movie, like the last play or something.
Yeah. So obviously these plays are very profitable, right?
Yeah.
And I heard that apparently the Demon Slayer one has made money up there with like Phantom of the Opera, which is crazy.
That's funny.
That
Steven Sondheim, Andrew Lloyd Webber, get out of here. Get some Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen plays on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding. Oh jeez. Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
But speaking of live adaptation, Ben, you'll hate this one, and you probably already heard of it. Netflix has nabbed rights to the hit series My Hero Academia. Legendary originally had it, but now
who's writing it, Edgar? I told you about this, didn't I?
Oh yeah, the same people who wrote the Kenobi series, right? Yeah,
but not the good ones. Not the one who came in and cleaned up everything in tried to clean up everything in episode 5 and 6. The bad ones, the ones who wrote episode 1 through 4.
Yeah. So the live action movie adaptation, My Hero Academia, was announced by Legendary.
I'm actually okay with this. And I told Edgar this earlier. I'm okay with this only because I know it's impossible for them to succeed. So I'm like, why not just make it a giant meme material? You know? Just make it an absolute, like, horror fest. Like, why not cast The Rock as All Might? Just do it. Just go for it.
Tom Holland as
Tom
Deku.
Holland as Deku. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
You got it. Emma Stone as Uraraka. Easy,
Who can... Yeah, let's try to think. Ryan Reynolds is twice. I actually saw that.
That would actually be good.
I watched that.
That would actually be. However, I mean, I mean,
See,
Twitter
the
Twitter would have a fit because they're all supposed to be Japanese.
Oh yeah.
You know,
so you can't.
you kind of.
Yeah, I just can't see. And mind you, when they said they're writing it, a lot of things that make it out of the writings room does not make it out of pre-production. So
Right.
a lot of films don't make it out of that stage. You'd be surprised by how many films. Oh, this almost happened, but they didn't do anything. No, they probably wrote like all the stuff down for it. They just never got to production. So a similar case might happen to this.
Yeah.
Legendary had the rights to Attack on Titan for like more than 5 years now. They haven't done anything, so
Yeah.
we probably just won't get
They're
anything.
too scared.
Yeah.
They are scared.
They just don't know have someone who cares enough about
They're
it.
terrified.
But they
also-
want the
yeah.
money for that. So
Of course, but also they like another reason why anime adaptations don't do well is because they're about children. And I mean, I might get some hate from this because I know things like Stranger Things have blown up recently, but like I just don't think child actors can deliver the same thing as like adults can.
not since
Like,
the
I'm sorry.
80s have we had like a consecutive decent amount of kid actors.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, but I can't think of any. And it's like they are kids, but like in the even like in you know what I mean?
Even Marvel knows this because Tom Holland was like 25 when he played like a 16-year-old.
they'd have to do something like that because
Yeah.
like even Deku, like even from the first chapters, like yeah, he's a teenager, but he looks like not a kid.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Because like actual 16 years old don't look like what they do in anime. So, so yeah.
Well, but it doesn't even matter. Like this stuff doesn't even matter because there's no way they're able to show like all the quirks well. Like there's no way.
I'm telling you,
the
maybe
visual
the quirks.
effects is-
They have the budget for it. It's just the costumes. You can't make those characters look normal
Dude.
in real life. How are you gonna get a guy with spiky blonde, big like hair? How are you gonna get someone with pink hair who has pink skin and then black eyes? How are you gonna get someone to look normal in that? How are you gonna get All Might's hair to look okay? It's like I can. That's totally normal. That's totally a normal person.
Yeah.
No, you just can't. It can't work. It can't happen. You just can't make it work.
But they're doing it anyway.
What are you gonna
Netflix.
do?
What are
We
you
do
gonna
have
do?
some ideas on what could work as live adaptation films, and that's in the
Yeah.
video that we made a while ago.
Yes,
Go
a
check
while
that out on
back.
the YouTube channel.
Yeah, let us
it's
know if you
pretty-
want some more of that because I got plenty of ideas. Netflix,
Yeah.
send us a check next time. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Did you hear Kaiju number 8 actually isn't going to come out next year? It's going to come out in 2024.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Anime Studio picking up something new and takes their time with it.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Production IG. They're responsible for Haikyuu, correct?
Yeah, they are. I also don't think they have enough material. To
Yeah,
make
it's
a
a
season
fairly.
one.
It goes at the same rate as Spy Family, but it doesn't have as many chapters.
Yeah,
They do the same thing as
I think
Spy
they're at
Family.
about like chapter 88 or something like that.
They
yeah.
do frequent breaks, and they do like a bonus chapter of one-
good, which
yeah.
is what mangaka should be doing. You
Yep.
know, we should like. I'd be completely fine with like we get this manga this week, then this manga this week, then we get that manga and this manga this week. You know, just to preserve these guys so that they can keep making stories for us. That would be great.
A new youth romance light novel, Junigatsu Kimi wa Ayo Puzzle Data by Yuki Kamikaji. Coming of age romance about a girl who asks a boy to come to the roof only to tell him that she hates him the most in the world, but also to go out with her before her memory fades away. Isn't that nice? Isn't that such a nice story that you just want to get into?
Where do you find these, man?
I love new stories and I like picking them up. It's just really
Dog,
interesting.
like I hate you, but also I love you. Love me, but I hate you.
See, I saw it, but sometimes they're just too confusing. Here's one, but I actually didn't want to say it because I don't even understand what it means.
Okay.
A new yandere mystery light novel, Jugo no Haru to Iziayo no Hana, Volume 1 by Katataru sorry, I'm butchering the name.
Yeah, you're fine.
Kataitsu. The protagonist has a yandere childhood friend. After childhood friend sees him getting seduced by a female classmate, she somehow splits into two people, and the classmate turns out to be a guy.
What?
I don't know what that means. I'm trying to.
What?
The sentence structure doesn't make any sense, so I was trying to figure out as in who is what. But even if you can figure out what it means, it's all confusing.
What? Okay, whatever.
Go check those out if you ever get the chance
Yeah.
to read them.
In other news, Junji Ito is going to launch a new short manga series in February. We have no idea what it's going to be. Oh, no, we do have an idea. I'm just stupid and can't read. It's going to be called Madorami. also known as Slumber, which is going to be interesting to see what that's about, since we recently read something. I think the only story we've read of Junji Ito has to do with sleeping and the horrors that come with it.
Is it the long sleep or the long night or something like that?
I think it's the long dream.
The long dream, there you go. I don't have the official statement here, but Horikoshi is on break again and won't be back till like the 20 something.
Edgar, I was going to do a little intro for that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like...
I'll scratch that and you can start now.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. This is funnier. What was I going to say? I was going to say... Oh no, I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna do like, give me an M, give me an A, give me a Gaka, and it was like, it's the mangaka injury portion.
No.
Yay. Yeah, I was gonna do that, but yeah, he's having health issues. I mean, no big surprise there, because it feels like every week we're talking about mangaka health issues, and it sucks. But that means we're gonna have to wait for My Hero for a while, which also kind of sucks for the story as a whole, because people haven't really liked what we've gotten the past 5 chapters, and a lot of people are jumping on the train that it's an awful manga and it's going to end like the original Bleach run did, and that terrifies me. As somebody who's been reading My Hero Academia weekly for about 2.5 years.
I concurred. I mean, Ben agreed too that he should just, I mean, obviously they won't let him, or like only like I guess Fujimoto has like power to do this. Take a year off.
He
could
if he wanted to, but I
like,
think he wants to be finished with the story. Like, to be honest, I feel like these past couple of arcs have been really rushed, and I think it's because he did his absolute best and tried his hardest in the war arc, and the story's still not over.
See, like,
you know?
I was, like, an issue I'd run into if I was in a situation like that. Like, I don't understand how Oda... him keeping up with schedules is another thing, but I can at least understand that, I guess. And him being able to do this over and over and over again for as long as 1,000 chapters, having ideas, I can somewhat grasp, but not really. I like to say that if I were to pick something I was passionate about, how do you write 1,000 chapters, like over 10 plus years of a series, and not fall out of love with it?
Well,
that's got to be hard.
Well, what Oda does is he basically every new arc is a new manga, you know, like just with similar characters. And I feel like if he gets bored of a character, he's just like, okay, I'm gonna put them on the sideline. As you'll eventually read post time skip, there are some times where this character's in this arc, but Luffy is always in every arc. And I think Luffy is kind of an easy protagonist not to be bored with, you know. But literally, like, I was watching somebody who was like, Dressrosa is the size of this manga and this manga, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot that basically every arc is a different manga. Like, I bet you he had an idea for like a City in the Sky manga, and that became Skypiea. Like, I bet you he had an idea for like a mix between Italy, Spain, you know, where everybody is enslaved, and that became Dressrosa, you know. So I think he just took these ideas and just shoves it into his story to keep it new and refreshed.
Do you think that Horikoshi is running into similar things, falling out of love with the story?
I think Horikoshi wants to write more superhero American-like comic books. Genuinely, I think that's what he enjoyed writing, and I think that's in the beginning of the series, he could do that with All Might, right? Because All Might is very much Batman, you know,
American,
yeah, Captain America, Superman, you know. He has the physique of Superman, but the shadows of Batman, you know. And he could do that. And what we're seeing recently with some chapters, and I really like the art choice, is like they look very much like an American superhero comic. However, I think he got in a little bit of a rut for too long, where he was drawing too much anime-like ish, and now he's like, okay, I want to write, you know, like this.
Yeah.
And to be frank, to be to be frank, I think I think he's just.
I'm pretty sure he could bog down to his health isn't great in the best of shape, and it's not getting any better, and he might just not like completely, but is like losing like the drive
This is
just to
400
do it.
and 500, 400 chapters.
Yeah.
You know, he's
So
closing
it's not
in
like
on
he doesn't
there.
love the series, but like you just sometimes you're like, oh man, I gotta. Now it's just a matter of ending it now. You know what I mean? And that's how a lot of it ends up being that way for a
And
lot of other
a lot
people.
of mangakas get stuck in this, you know.
Yeah.
And he's not like somebody who's like Horikoshi. This is all he's got. My Hero Academia is all he's got. He's not like Takehiko Inoue, who can literally stop one of the highest acclaimed mangas of all time and go, I still got Slam Dunk. You know,
I might just never do it again.
Yeah, I still got Real. You know, or he's like, I don't really have the drive to do this anymore. You know, Horikoshi can't do that because Shonen Jump would get on would get on him and be like, hey,
do something.
You're not making us money, you know.
We'll kick
and
you out.
this is making us money. And a lot of people who are like, oh, but isn't Horikoshi like a millionaire?
Hey,
we don't know that.
Can you imagine?
Because mangakas, that doesn't necessarily correlate as well, you know.
Imagine he takes a break where he's still doing it, and then the Netflix comes out, the Netflix film comes out, and he Akira Toriyama's it. It's like, all right, I'm getting, I gotta fix this. I gotta do something.
I would be totally down if Horikoshi went. If Horikoshi went, you know what, I'm taking a year off, or I'm taking 5 years off, you know, and I'm gonna rewrite this entire arc. Totally okay, you know. Like I wish that a lot. I mean, pull a One. You know, One basically did that with One Punch Man.
Really?
Like,
Wow.
didn't One Punch? Yeah, Alec told me one of the most recent chapters. He went. I didn't like what happened last week, so I'm rewriting it. You know, so he's like, the new chapter this week is the new chapter, and it's like,
Wait, that's what One did?
yeah, I think One did that recently.
Imagine like telling Murata, I created the Mona Lisa. It's like, yeah, I don't like it. Can you do it over again? And Murata's like, all right, boss, you said so. I'm like, what?
Oh, come on, you know Murata loves it.
Yeah.
Come on.
God, man,
yeah.
I wish. Like,
Come on.
I want to write something, and then someone with godlike ability is like, "Yo, I like that. Can I do it?" I'm like, "Yes, please." Like,
Yeah, exactly. No kidding. But yeah, I mean,
who knows what's going on in his mind of Horikoshi? But we could take a little deep dive. He did have a letter for Jump Fest of 2033 where he had some comments to say. I just want to read a bit from it, just
Wow, go ahead.
just to hear what he has to say. The days and months go by fast now. The year is almost over. I ask all of you to take care of your health. At last year's Jump Festa, I wrote a letter saying, if everything goes according to plan, the manga will be over in a year. Well, 1 year has passed and the manga is not over yet. And that's not because I slowed the pace, or stretched the story. I was just too innocent, a sweet summer child, as sweet as Sato's chiffon cake. I don't know what that means. But if I can continue...
Sato, the guy who a sugar man who
I see.
buffs up, yeah.
Edgar doesn't love my hero. Rip. I can't remember the characters. But if I continue being so innocent for 8 long years, it's because you, the readers, keep supporting Deku and his friends. Some of my series have been canceled in the past, so I still have nightmares about it. I dream that Onishi-san from the editorial department tells me, look, you have to end the story in 3 months. Then my mind goes blank and I wake up. And the reason this terrible nightmare doesn't come true is because of your support. The support from each and every one of you connects to each and other and allows Deku and company to keep moving further and further. In a way, it's as if the serialization itself is like one for all. My estimations are always wrong, but the finish line is indeed very close. Both heroes and villains are giving it their all to achieve their goals. And I'm going to keep doing my best, just like Deku, to the very end. The cold weather at the end of the year is harsh, so don't forget to take care of your health. Plus Ultra.
No, I think you're doing great, Horikoshi, in the art sense. I do think your story has taken a significant dive, and I think it's because of your new editor. I don't think Horikoshi has the writing chops. To be honest, I don't think a lot of these mangakas have the writing chops to be writing the amazing stories that they do. I think a lot of people forget the influence that an editor has over a mangaka. You know, to be honest, Dragon Ball Z in the Cell Saga, the editor changed everything and kind of made it better. You know, so I think that there are more editors who we aren't thinking of and we aren't because a lot of times mangakas just focus on their drawing.
You always forget,
You
or
know?
you never hear about the unsung heroes who are behind the works, kind of steering or holding a
the
hand on the wheel.
assistants, all
Like
that junk.
George Lucas's wife, who's like saved Star Wars from being like the
Yeah.
worst disaster in history.
Yeah.
But you know, you always have.
Ex-wife now.
Oh yeah. Oh god, really?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man,
ex-wife.
what a shame.
I've also heard that it's not. I heard that that's not as. I've heard that was blown out of
It's different. It's
proportion,
different
but yeah.
editors. I think he even
Yeah.
showed it to Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg
Yeah.
was like, "I don't get it."
Yeah, exactly.
He showed it. George Lucas showed Star Wars to a bunch
Imagine
of people.
that. Imagine making a movie and showing it to Steven Spielberg.
It's like,
and going, "Oh, what do you think about this?" You know?
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
But you always have people in the back supporting you, or you know, who are able to. To sum up, a lot of people have more control than just the creator themselves. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So that's how it is.
No, definitely take that into account. But also, I think that the My Hero Academia story has gone hill since his last editor left.
Yeah, we thought it'd be
so-
good news, but you know,
No, I think they gave him too much freedom, and I think that this is where the consequences are. I think he thought, "Oh, I can finish this within a year," and then he tried it, and then it's not succeeding. It could still land on its feet, who knows? But him saying the finish line is in reach still scares me because I think where the story is now is just not a great
and
place
then
to end it.
Deku woke up, and it was all a dream. Deku begins his first day at UA Academy.
Yeah, and then Deku wakes up and he's on like the training course where he punched the robot.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Whoa, that was a crazy dream." And then he doesn't get accepted into UA and he has to go to Shiketsu.
It's not,
That'd be a good what if. What if Deku went to Shiketsu?
And then there's like a My
Yeah.
Hero Academia 2.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
My Hero Academia -1.
My Hero Academia 1.
Yo, that would actually be good. A Deku villain story, but instead title it Volumes -1, -2, -3.
That's
This
cool.
is further delving into madness.
That's like a Fate equivalent of like, where do I begin My Hero Academia?
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
start from volume -36 and then go backwards like Tenet style, or you can go volume 1 through blah.
It's one of my dreams to make a manga that has a -1.
Really?
Because I love volume zeros. Volume zeros, I just think are so special.
They go
you know?
backwards.
Yeah, but
That's gotta be
-1.
jarring.
Or something like, yeah, exactly. Something that kind of just adds to the story. I mean, technically, you could say Soul Eater, what they added to that first volume, like the special editions. You
Yeah.
could technically say those are negative chapters,
Yeah.
But yeah, great.
Yeah, I got nothing else,
nothing else,
to
yeah.
talk about. Is there any brief topics you want to talk about or something?
The only thing that I wanted to talk about is the My Hero Academia manga bad now?
Yeah.
And I think we kind of touched up on it a little bit.
Yeah.
But Edgar, why don't you give us your thoughts, since you're the more critical one out of us and is
Yeah.
less blinded by
Yeah, I always say this with every conversation, but I just find it funny how, like, with you, I'm on one side, sometimes putting you down for it. Like, Ben, you gotta calm down with My Hero fandom.
Yeah.
It's leaking out, and I kind of can't stand it. But I'm like I'm on another end of friends. I'm like trying to recommend or talk about My Hero, and then I have like people like, shut up, no one cares about it. I'm like, look, it's good, okay? I don't need you reminding me of how, like, you know what I mean? I keep defending it.
Yeah.
But so like it's like I'm on one or the other, and I realize like, oh yeah, I probably should like
I just think the dichotomy between you and me is so different than everybody else in the world. Because remember that argument that we had in Demon Slayer, and I was arguing all of its faults, and you were defending it, and I gave it a higher rating than you did. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay.
people were confused in the end, like, what the?
And then Edgar gave it like an 8, and I gave it like a 9.
Yeah, go check
9.5.
check that out. That was a funny moment of realization that we had.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, that was so funny.
we just are you ever like that with other things? Like, are you ever like very like critical of something, and then someone comes along and says, yeah, it's bad, and you're
Dragon
like,
Ball.
oh yeah, shut up. What are you talking about?
I mean, I'm critical of Dragon Ball Super, but people come up to me and go, "It's worse than GT," and I go, "You shut your mouth." I'm like, you have just spoken blasphemy.
Yeah.
GT is arguably worse than Boruto. I'm not joking.
That's a whoa.
I mean,
I haven't seen. I've seen.
Yeah, I haven't.
I haven't seen either. But
I
you
would
know.
love to eventually read Boruto, but I think
Does GT have at least good animation? Because that Boruto
No.
doesn't have that.
no. It
Okay.
doesn't. It sometimes it does, but it's, oh god, it's so awful. God, it's just the worst. I don't know. I mean, critical of stuff. I don't know. I think when people I'm very critical of Black Clover, but I think that when people say it's like a Naruto ripoff and it's the worst thing in the world, I go, yeah, but no, I'm like, it's still pretty good. I still enjoy it. I love it.
And I understand. I'm always like that with everything, because like that's like me opposite with you and Black Clover. Because like I'm always defending Black Clover when I talk about it with you, and then when people praise it online, I'm like, y'all are idiots. It's not as good as he thinks, you stupids. So it's always those fun things that like it makes you realize where on the spectrum you lie when it comes to like
Speaking
something.
of Black Clover, this Thursday I'm going to start streaming a 100 chapter stream.
Ooh, oh my god!
Yeah, it's gonna be about a 10-hour stream.
Y'all guys hold him hostage. Yeah. Like you got to keep him. Make sure he doesn't.
I'm planning on. This is gonna be so fascinating. I'm planning on editing a whole bunch of videos this week, and I decided what manga I'm going to begin reviewing and it's gonna be a long one. So I'm doing. A lot of times people review arcs. I want to review volumes because I really want to get in the nitty gritty. And I feel like a lot of reviews just kind of scratch the surface. Swear to God, if I see another Attack on Titan review that says, look, he's like Atlas. Like, yeah, no, S Sherlock. Like, yeah, he's like Atlas, but look more inward. What does that mean for the character, And these people don't touch on that stuff,
guys. He has the Attack Titan. That's the name of the show.
But I will be doing my review over Haikyuu.
You know why I'm excited about you finishing and reading Black Clover, or catching up at least, because you get to read Soul Eater afterwards.
Yes,
and I'm hyped about that.
That is true.
I really can't wait to get into that.
Yeah, and now that I've finished school, it's going to be, I'm gonna spend the next couple.
Yeah,
of weeks
congrats to Ben. He finished school. He graduated.
Woo. I'm gonna finish some of this stuff and really get down to the nitty gritty. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Got a lot of exciting things ahead of us. Sorry, my sister in the other room just went, "What?" And I went, "Yeah, it's crazy."
Right.
But yeah, also this Friday. Sorry, this just became a plug.
Oh, that's okay.
Also this Friday, I was gonna have it out last Friday, but I've always said a bad video or just a bad anything is bad forever, and a good thing is good forever. So I'm really taking my time on our One Piece Jeopardy, which is going to come out this Friday.
It looks good so far. I checked the peek at it, and it was hilarious.
Yes, I'm dying of laughter as I'm editing it. It's so much fun. But yeah, it's gonna be great. Edgar, you got anything else we need to plug?
I think I'm still gonna. I have a lot of stuff like now on my plate, more than ever coming up. But in terms of personal stuff, if I can, I'll try to get my first chapter of a new series out before the end of the year.
Sure.
But go check that out. Whenever that happens, I'll plug it on the link in the description, but that isn't there yet. And I'm actually really excited for a lot of things that are to come, not just, in life, but with the show. Because, we enjoy having these talks and all this content that we're going to produce for you guys.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And I can't wait for the end of the year, whatever we have planned for that.
Yeah.
And the Anime Awards show. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I really can't wait for that.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah. A really short episode. Sorry about that. We're so focused on a lot of stuff, and we don't have much to talk about. But next week,
quintessential quintuplets next week.
Next week, we promise. We promise we will do.
I only got 20 chapters, guys, but I can't give you a thorough thinking of my thoughts without alliteration there. Thorough thinking of my thoughts. I can't give you that without reading all of it. And I need to read all of it to give you that, because I know there's a major part of the story that I still haven't even read, So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll really look forward to that, along with a lot more stuff. But my name's Edgar, and this guy's name's
Ben.
And this is the Manga Monday show.
Yeah.
I don't know how to close it out.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Bye.
See ya.